Okay. A little bit more of a forgiving map this time. Only 15 water, though, is worth noting. Only 15 water available. Okay. Let's see. 23 iron. That's almost kind of usable down there. It's just a little awkward being so far in the corner, though. It's a good patch of water right here I would love to use in a lot of ways, if I could pull it off. There's some decent spots for a scientist this game, actually. Yeah, that would be just hilarious, right? Just do that. See what happens with the rest of the game. Oh, man. How awful a person can you be is what that comes down to. I'd be totally fine with it in a lot of ways.
Preliminary scans agree this is a great primary location for earning an investment. You can count on...
Oh, because I can. That's why. Because I can. Oh, man. And because I'm an awful person. We also have 2 scavengers in this game, so that's just terrifying. And let's see, plenty of iron coming on in. Asimov found it as expansive. He's going to be hitting iron pretty hard, so that's actually bad for us that he's going to have iron flowing directly into his coffers. Thankfully, we already have the steel bought up. So he's going to have to buy steel, and it's going to be a pain for him. But we need to be selling this iron rapidly at this point and trying to push to an upgrade. No, everybody's mad at me. Why? Oh man, no, they should be. This was a rude thing to do. That's how I'm gonna put it. It was a rude thing. Man, I'm not even gonna get this water. That's the awful part. I threw down first. I'm not gonna be the first to upgrade, and I'm not gonna get that water that I desperately wanted out there. So I should really take these 2 tiles, and I might actually do something really dumb to take these 2 tiles, which is just throw down steel in a line right here. I lose some adjacency bonuses, which is bad. But I stay alive, and I manage to hold on to this water just in case I need it later in the game. So we can actually push reasonably hard on this one. We'll go to the 24. We may hold it there at 24. We may get it for 24, which would not be bad. Okay, we're not going to get it for 24. And I'm tempted... I'm tempted to try and get down some power. Maybe instead of some of this iron? I don't know, guys. I don't really want to take... I wanted this water tile so nobody else had it, and I kind of want to use it for water. But it's tempting to instead use it for power, if I can. Why can't I... Okay, there we go. There we go. Now, obviously, we buy up steel instead of selling it right now, right? Because we're a terrible person. Or I am a terrible person. I don't know if I want to put it on you guys that you're terrible people. The basic idea being that it makes it harder for Asimov to expand, but I don't know if slowing Asimov down is really worth it at this point. I'm going to maybe take this new claim instead. New claim could help out quite a lot because it lets me easily establish this silicon that I really wanted. It's very far away, but we're expansive, so we'll try and abuse the fact that we're expansive. And then we just head into glass.
Expansive colony
from here. There we go, an expansive colony expanded. He's going to get into steel production, of course, and quite a lot of it. But hopefully we're going to have this glass secured that we really want. We're going to have silicon coming in. We can perhaps trade one of our iron tiles for another little bit of power, because iron's down at $3. And it'll eventually rise reasonably far, but I think it'll still be reasonable for us to go ahead and put down a solar panel. So I'll work on that. Yeah, there we go. We can go ahead and put it down. There's our solar panel. Now, they did take this geotherm that was tucked right up against me. A strong move, but still an annoying move, if nothing else. All right. Don't really want to use the black market too much right now, but I guess we can grab a goon squad, so we've got it. Silicon's doing okay at 35. Need to be selling this steel in a lot of ways, but also, I mean, I guess we don't sell steel that much right now. I don't even know if buying all that aluminum was a good idea. I'll just stay out of it for now. It might still be headed down. I don't know, aluminum's kind of in an awkward spot. It could go up or down fairly rapidly. Nobody has a huge amount, but everybody has a little bit. It's kind of the place we're at with aluminum. I don't know why I'm selling steel unless I'm actually going to buy aluminum. Doesn't make any sense. No, why? Oh, man. That actually really sucks, because I thought I'd be able to get one of these two geotherms, even with taking power elsewhere and kind of like delaying it to HQ level 3. Then one of them gets taken, and the other one gets auctioned. So suddenly, like, that superconductor nonsense, not going to work out in case I needed to do it. Now, thankfully, I'm expansive, so maybe I'll be okay. I really don't want to let this go for 12,000, but I don't want to bid any higher. Like, oh, man. That's what I get for taking the initial one. Alright, well, we bought up plenty of glass now. We're going to just have to move into food. Just hit HQ level 3 and move into food. Is what we're looking at this point. We'll put the farms all right here, next to this tile, of course.
Expansive colony expanded.
Oh, Yuzzo, you're such a ridiculous person. I'm like 90% certain that's Yuzzo. Still don't want to use the black market. Need to focus on getting into an upgrade so I can go ahead and get these farms down.
Our domination grows.
So that's what we're doing. We're getting these farms down. Sell a little bit of this iron off. Defend that tile. Okay. And one claim remaining. I would have used this to just be like farms plus geo, but now I can't. So instead, maybe I just grab this water tile, honestly. Like, I don't even have to put anything. Interesting. Maybe I grab this tile, right? Okay, yeah, I get frozen. Clark. Let's see, Clark. Okay, interesting. And I really want to put down an engineering lab. This is super early for an engineering lab. But hopefully if my food turns on, I'll be able to actually make use of it. And then I'm also thinking maybe we just hop out of steel for the time being. A little awkward to do because it's moving out of steel, right? Something you almost never want to actually do. But it could work out all right. So power's going up in price, which is kind of okay. I mean, it's fine for us. We have enough power for the time being. Partially because we don't have any steel online, and none of our food is online either, but still. And we want to be able to goon squad that right now. There we go. Got it goon squatted. Now we do need to get it functional, which I think, well, food should be okay. This expansive player has actually been very successful in moving through stuff. I think partially because he just hasn't been shut out by black market the way we have. Okay. And we'll be trying to hit an expansion before too long, I think. He's also managed to avoid power all game because power never got too ridiculous until he just took that geotherm. So that's been kind of nice for him too. We'll try and make nanotech happen. And glass is strong, but I'm kind of wishing we had done all this a little bit differently. I wasn't realizing that everybody else had managed to also move so heavily into food. And so I wish that I had positioned the glass here and I could easily scrap here and move into some water production. Let's not do that. Let's upgrade this instead, actually. Maybe just one or two, but still. Because we actually have no water coming in right now. I could have water coming in, and I probably should. I just don't. Man, I need an upgrade. It's that currently expensive steel is kind of problematic. Are we going to need to scrap out of this food? I think we might. And move into what, if we do? Electronics? Do we make a move to electronics this early in the game?
The black market was on
It might not be the worst idea. The other option is to try and push for this upgrade. Okay. Is there any water left to take on the map? No? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and goon squad this guy. I'm going to scrap here, move into this water. I'm going to move into these water tiles here. Just sell everything. It's done caring.
Expansive colony
Oh, no, man. I can't believe I just let that happen. I just got rid of so much aluminum, and then I didn't buy it back in time because I was being lazy. That was a huge mistake on my part. Turn these off. Move into steel at this point, I think. We're going to need a little more power, potentially, because we've gone into this ridiculous amount of water we're trying to bring in. Let's upgrade water again. Can I get to an expansion is the question. It's hard. I've made a lot of mistakes this game. They're coming back to kill me pretty quickly. The question is, do I move this into power or do I leave it as a glass furnace for now? And I think for the moment I need to leave it as a glass furnace.
We call the dirty rat trying to
Okay,
break
yep,
ours
somebody trying to hit me again. I don't know why I'm getting attacked over here. I have been attacked enough this game to set me so far behind everybody. And yet it just hasn't stopped. It's not making sense anymore. And it's like a reactionary thing more than a I want to win the game thing. Bradbury and Clark are fighting. I've got to stay out of that, unfortunately. You guys have hurt me enough as is. I can't afford to consider your nonsense. Alright, let's head back into iron. I could grab this aluminum tile. I think that would be okay for the moment. And then food might be okay to move back into before long, but a reactor is easier to get to. So maybe I do that instead. Alright, this glass is still making money, but not much, and I do need power at some point. So maybe what I do... I still think farms are the better long-term play in a lot of ways. They're really bad right now, but that's because of the dust storm. How many people are in what? 3 farms? No farms here. Yeah, farms are the way to go, I think. What is this? Stop auctioning stuff next to me this game! Oh, man. We'll go ahead and throw down the water. We'll grab an adrenaline boost. And hopefully we'll be able to use at some point. This steel needs to be turned off for the moment. And then I wanted power, was what I really wanted in a lot of ways. If I could do a lot of rearranging, I would right now, but I just can't. It's just a lot of poor setup this game has left me in a very awkward spot. Clark still having no debt and working on double engineering labs is terrifying over there. My debt is still ridiculously high, which is not good. I have a lot of resources being shipped in from a lot of different places, which is contributing to that, certainly. My water should be making me really strong money, and it's about to get stronger. I think we'll go ahead and finish that, actually, because that price is still moving up rapidly. Like, watch that price. You can just watch that price go up most of the time, which is pretty insane in a lot of ways. So the food I need to turn off for the moment. I put it down, but the dust storm is still going on, so it's not actually profitable yet. I can turn the steel back on fairly easily. Okay, my power situation is still not resolved, so I guess we bribe a claim. Put down a little extra power. We also could have upgraded, but we can go ahead and just do that now, potentially. The other option is to avoid upgrading for the moment until this steel surplus is over, while we're just selling off massive amounts of water, and instead try to make some stock purchases. Okay, the aluminum we killed, so let's buy that up a bit. There we go. Let's upgrade. Move out of aluminum for the time being, because everybody's basically upgraded at this point. Establish one more silicon tile. Should be okay. Water is still nuts. Now we'll upgrade food as much as we can and see if we can get down some chem production, because chems should be strong. Food we can turn on. Let's just get down chems like over here. I could even take this geotherm if I really wanted to, but I don't know if that's the great idea at this point in the game. Water is making stupid amounts of money. Bradbury is dying really quickly at this point, like terrifyingly fast in a lot of ways. I need another engineering lab, so I'm actually going to scrap this for it. And I'm going to put maybe another solar panel up there, drop the lab here, and keep buying into Asimov. And then I really need to pay down debt, apparently, because I've let that go too insane. All right. All right. We're kind of set up at this point. We're going to buy another food upgrade or two. I have one claim left as well, which I did not realize. I still have this adrenaline boost sitting around, and I never got a goon squad, so I could use it. Power surged on the food, of course, why not? And we were also power surged in water, which is hurting. Oh, come on! I tried to bid on that, it didn't let me. I don't know what the deal was there. Maybe it was just too slow. So we might just adrenaline boost our power and our chems once those are both online. We're still getting attacked constantly. It's infuriating on some level, but... Alright. Let's see, that was improved food production, which will be good once it turns back on. And let's finish up getting that upgrade out. One more claim, one more claim. What do I do with this? Do I just throw down the Geo? Maybe I do just throw down the Geo. Just be like, bam, done. Whoa, Asimov selling out of his own stock. We need to get that bot up now. Whoa, he actually made a purchase. I wasn't expecting Asimov to get to that at all. That's a huge problem. Oh, man. We are not in a good way all of a sudden. Oh, man, getting attacked so much this game is just nuts. Clark is getting a significant amount of our stock purchased. So we need 411,000 to finish our purchase. I thought that was going to go to Clark. I thought Clark was in the way better spot in a lot of ways. I was completely wrong, as it turns out. Well, we're still making a lot on food. I want to use this adrenaline boost, finally. I cannot use the black market, of course, because of reasons and logic. How is my debt still this insane? I guess a lot of it's just the fact that I've been, like, my food is frozen, and I wasn't making power for a long time. Things like that are contributing, but man, it's nuts. Okay, let's get out of this steel and on into reactors now that water is finally calming down. Just a little bit. All this food production, I guess, is what did it for Asimov. He got it done. And I was the one that kept getting hit, so a lot of adrenaline boosts powering out at this stage of the game is really no big surprise. Interestingly enough, on chems instead of food. I guess his chems are heavily upgraded, which is what contributed to that decision. 484,000 is what we would need to clean up this game. I don't see any way for us to do it, really. But that's what we would need. Okay, let's scrap out here, head into some glass, which is okay, not great. But okay. Food is still strong. I wish we had it more powerfully upgraded right now, but just do what you can, I suppose. Let's go ahead and upgrade glass as much as we can. How are chems doing? Chems are losing money right now. Get out of this power right here. Are we seriously halfway to dead at this point? Because we are nowhere close to even remotely getting a buy. That's just disgusting. Alright. Way too shut down. Way too shut down for way too long this game to actually pull anything off is what it feels like. Alright. We could just move all this into glass, I suppose. Food is finally dying off. Which is good in some ways, because it's what a lot of other people are relying on to make a fair amount of money. But I think Asimov was just let run away with it by our scavengers, unfortunately. If I'm being honest, that's what it feels like to me. Is he was just allowed to walk away with the game because all these shutdowns hit me instead of him. When I was HQ level 3, I could never get past that this game. And yet still the black market rained on down. It was nuts, guys. It was absolutely nuts. Alright, so we are not going to pull this one out. We're doing what we can with what we have, but it's pretty ridiculous at this point. Let's grab this guy. So he's also successfully making a lot of money on glass. He's just way too far ahead right now, is what it comes down to. Way too far ahead for us to actually pull off a comeback, I think. We have no edge to utilize, is the problem. Food is still making decent money, and he has all the stuff, and we don't have any of the stuff, is what it comes down to. And we're making, I feel like we're even making more money than he is, it just doesn't matter. I'm not sure how that's at all relevant, given that I also had a water tile. The only thing that happened this game, I hope he understands, the only thing that happened this game was he got hit by no black market the entire game, and then I got shut out of my geotherms, and it made everything super awkward. That's really what this game came down to, though, was the black market nonsense. Alright. Well, Glass is still making okay money. Just not as good as his money. There's really no way to come back from that. Alright, what do we do? What do we shut down? We just shut down these, maybe? They're making decent money. And there's still, it's just not going to happen. 500,000 is what we need. We're halfway there. We've made really good progress. It just has not been enough to actually succeed yet, you know? And now he's managing to make his transitions. It's terrifying. I wish I could have gone all game not getting hit by black market. It would have been amazing. But it was not meant to be. Well, after all the... Whoa, that explains it. And there's a shortage right now. I could sell down debt and it might help a little bit. But it's not going to do enough. 513 is what we require. We're making all the right stuff. All this steel, which should be kind of valuable. It's not great, but we didn't want to transition into anything else while steel was ridiculously expensive. So it still made sense to make the move into steel. Even if it looked a little bit awkward. And I guess we upgrade electronics, but we're still basically 100% dead. We'll go ahead and pay down debt just to be a huge pain.
Market is online.
Grab up an EMP. Oh man, seriously? Oh, whatever. It didn't completely destroy us, I guess. How are his electronics? They're not great, actually. They're not great. Toss out another EMP. And we're trying, but it's just not going to happen, unfortunately. Geotherm chugging along is not enough. 625 is what we require, and he is on so much more territory than we are. Okay, okay. Iron's going a little nuts. We'll need to be ready to transition. I guess what we'll transition into is some power. We could scrap out of this silicon and make a move into power fairly easily. This is already power. Oh man, one of them isn't power. We got a blank tile that entire time. Well, that hurt. I feel like we're fighting back fairly effectively, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough, you know? Because he's just got so much compared to what we have at this point. It's never going to do it. I mean, he's got six engineering labs. That's nuts. That's insane. What do you do about that? Nothing. You just sit back and die for the most part. Okay. Electrolysis is not making good money. I guess we head into electronics, frankly. Steel is not really making good money, but it's making everything expensive to make transitions. We're trying to make iron the best that we can. But we need 630,000 to clean this on up. We're trying. We're trying, but it's getting a little weird. It's getting pretty weird to try and make happen. Alright, leaving some steel up, but moving some of it into electronics is what we're up to right now. I guess we upgrade iron after this. Iron's the pretty clear thing in a lot of ways. Okay, the freeze hit 4 of our things, including some of our power. And our iron and our steel, so that's not good, but it's not our electronics, which is what's really pulling in cash for us right now, thankfully. 662. He's got 4 Offworlds online, which is a strong move, but it's part of what's elevating this this steel price that I've been abusing a bit. I also know he just hit black market, so I'm going to go ahead and boost my electronics as well. 515 is now what we're looking at. 543. We need 660, and he has probably a lot of debt to pay off. 352,000 debt. He could pay all of that, and he should. Very quickly, he should pay that, basically, is what he's looking at. And he didn't. And he didn't. We had no business winning that game. Don't plant 4 Offworlds when on-world prices are so high. Don't plant 4 Offworlds when steel is $200 a piece and electronics are $600 a piece. Just don't do it. That's it. You gotta be careful with the Offworld. You can't just get all willy-nilly with it. You gotta be careful with your black market, too. This is a terrible black market hit. But this Goon Squad, I think, had been revealed already. I don't know. EMPs would have been a lot better than Power Surges at that stage of the game. Pretty heavy throw by GameSlayer there. Let's talk less about how I won, because that didn't really happen, and more about how GameSlayer lost. So the thing that I did that game, the 2 big plays I made, were obviously in water and electronics, with some touches in steel and glass to help out. But it was really the electronics that did it for us. We had a lot of really, really terrible things happen to us that game. We had a lot of early black market. We did not get to abuse our water as much as we would like to have abused our water. We did not get either of the geotherms particularly close to us. And despite the fact that we were down, I believe, 2 levels of HQ, the black market continued to rain on down. Despite all of that, in the late game, let's go ahead and check black market usage that game. I had 13. Looks like I got hit 7 times total. Maybe 3 power surges and 2 EMPs, so 5 because the adrenaline boost still counts. Made 2 claim purchases. Okay. Omar only did 9 black market purchases. He might have been the first to fall out. Yeah, he was. Yuzzo only 4, so really not that much. Mostly claim buying, and then a couple of those early EMPs that hit us, I imagine. And then Gameslayer made 3 power surge purchases, so he's talking about, like, the scavengers. No, maybe Yuzzo fell out, too, was the one that fell out early. Maybe, yeah, Yuzzo would have been the one to fall out early. So Omar, he bought 2 power surges and 2 EMPs. Yuzzo, 2 EMPs. Gameslayer, 3 power surges. And then I think I was the most aggressive player in the game with 5 offensive black market purchases. Did I also have the most black market purchases? Yeah, I did. Guys, use your black market. That's all I'm going to say about that. Whew. Really, it said 60%. Yeah, Yuzzo took me and him out. Is basically. Yuzzo took myself and himself out. Which was kind of frustrating. I managed to hold on, and apparently there was a bit of a bug going on. But Gameslayer, make sure you save that replay then. Like, you should be able to save that. I'll have to find where it says. Where that replay is. Hold on. Because that's really interesting. And that would explain why you didn't pay down debt. I mean, I was rapidly catching up. I was on some between probably 8,000 and 10,000 a tick at that point. And it really needed to be dealt with. Okay, what's going on? Okay. Okay, sorry guys, I've got a couple of things to clean up while I try and remember exactly where this is. Offworld replay, there we go. Just get that saved. No, that's not what I need. Because that hasn't updated in the last 5 months. I think I had the replay enabled. Maybe I didn't. Hold on. Here's what I'm looking for. They moved exactly where all this stuff is stored at some point, which has messed with me. So I've got old stuff stored in a different place, and I've got new stuff stored elsewhere. And they moved it like 5 months ago, but I still got used to where it was 5 months ago. So, or 4 months ago, or whatever. And I need to get it saved off because it overwrites itself each time, so... which means I need to restart Offworld, of course, because Computer doesn't want to mess with it. I'm going to go ahead and do that just because if that's the case, that's a pretty serious bug that should have led to GameSlayer going ahead and cleaning up the game.